yo soy watashi wa nanun ego sum. I am Chris, and this is Chris in English. And today I want to know, how do you start a conversation with a stranger in your language? I want to know because we have a lot of ways to start conversations in English. Hello, Miss Fenya. Good to see you. And here's to you. And Sophia Sopapia, I'm happy to see you too. Happy Monday, ladies. I hope you're having a great day today. I know I am. It's a marvelous Monday. My family's in town. My family is visiting from Arizona. So I get to spend the day with them. It's been a long time. I mean, since March, right? Since I've gotten to see my family up close and personal. So don't worry. We're going to be wearing masks. No hugging. We're going to do the elbow bump thing. We love the elbow bump. But I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a great time. But the question of the day, how do you start a conversation with a stranger in your language? Today, I'm going to teach you ways to start a conversation with native English speakers. And we're going to do so by talking about how to ask how they are. We're going to have our word of the day, of course. We got election report, and then we're going to talk about our set phrases. Wow, what a fantastic day that we've got going. Thank you, Sophia Sopapia. Happy Monday to you. I hope you had a good weekend. I did. I got to spend a little time with family. I got to spend a little time with my sons, and I got to spend a little time relaxing. It was a really good weekend. Oh, and I ate a delicious steak. Yeah, I got to cook, and it was very delicious. Let's see. I learned something interesting this weekend. I learned a new word in French. I know this is an English class, but I learned a new thing in French, and I wanted to share it with you. I learned the word flaneur. How's my French? Is that good? Flaneur. I've been practicing. Yeah. The flaneur, it comes from the French verb flâner, and it means to walk slowly or to stroll. So the flaneurs are people who walk on the streets to experience a city. Someone who, they don't take a bicycle, they don't take a skateboard, they don't take a train, a cab, a bike, or a bus, they walk. A flaneur is a person who walks through a city to appreciate everything that it has to offer. The people, the sights, the smells, everything. The flaneur. Are you a flaneur? When you travel to a different city, do you like to walk? Do you prefer to take the bus? Maybe you prefer to take an organized tour. I don't know. When you visit a city, how do you like to experience it? That's what Sophia Sopapia does. Sophia is a flaneur. I remember when Sophia, she came to San Diego. She visited many, many places. And you were here in La Jolla, which is a perfect place for walking, isn't it? Lots of things to do, lots of things and people to see. I'm glad you did that, Sopapia. Come back, and we'll take a walk together. How's that sound? I also want to wish happy Yom Kipur to everyone. Yom Kipur is, of course, the most holy day on the Jewish calendar. It's a day of atonement, where we seek forgiveness for the wrongs that we have done in the world. So happy Yom Kippur to everybody. All right, I know why you're here. You're not here to hear me talk in general. You are here for the word of the day. Yes, it is true, my friends. I am here to share with you a word that you can use in the English-speaking world. I hope that this word is not too familiar to you. Too familiar? Is that a hint? Is that a clue? Could that be information helping you figure out what our word of the day today is? Too familiar? Well, I'll tell you this. Our word of the day today is an adjective. Hey, Jasmine! So good to see you. I hope you're doing well. I can show you the world. I hope you're doing well today. Happy Monday. You're just in time for the word of the day. Our word of the day today is presumptuous. Presumptuous. This is a really good word. This is a every week word. This is the word that you could run into every week in English if you're paying attention. Presumptuous. It's an adjective. It means excessively forward, but I prefer this definition. Too familiar an attitude with someone you don't know. A familiar attitude with a stranger or with someone in a position of authority. Presumptuous. Here's your spelling. Presumptuous. Presumptuous. Jasmine, I'm feeling great. Thank you so much. I'm happy. I'm healthy. I'm well. My family is visiting from Arizona, so I get to see my family this week. Whew. All is well in the universe. I hope you're doing well too. Presumptuous. Presumptuous. A too familiar attitude, especially with a stranger or person of authority. Here's a sentence for you. He was very presumptuous to offer relationship advice to the guy he just met. Ooh. Offering relationship advice to someone he just met? That's not good. That's not appropriate. That's presumptuous. That's being too familiar with someone you don't know. Presumptuous. Here's one more sentence for you. Here's some Dalmatians for you. Some people think it's presumptuous to call a teacher by their name. But in the United States, it's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine. Don't call me teacher. Call me Chris. That's what my mom calls me. Presumptuous. A too familiar attitude with a stranger. If you guys want to learn more about flaneurs, people who travel through cities by walking, if you want to learn more words of the day, please feel free to visit the website, ChrisinEnglish.com. Every day we have different reading exercises that you can do to learn something new. We have a word of the day every day, ChrisinEnglish.com. I hope you check it out. But right now, who out there has a sentence using our word of the day? Presumptuous. Presumptuous is scrumptious. Scrumptious is a word that means delicious. Very, very delicious. All right, if you want to write your word of the day sentence, you can write it right here, right in the comment section. I'll read it to the world. You will be internet famous. If you want to leave your comment later, wait till it's posted. Sure, I'll take a look at your comment later. I'll still read it to people, though. Let's do a quick election update before we get to our lesson. The national polls for the presidency changed a little bit over the weekend. Last week, the polls had Joe Biden ahead of President Trump, 51 to 54 points. Today, Biden is still leading, but instead of leading by 51 to 42, he's leading by 52 to 43. President Biden gained a point, Vice President Biden gained a point, and President Trump lost a point. That is from the CNN poll of polls. Those are national numbers, so of course the national numbers don't mean very much. But the state numbers are also showing Joe Biden with a lead. Sometimes the lead is as small as 1 point. Sometimes it's as much as 7 points in the states that are important. Keep your eye on this election. This is going to be a ride. This is going to be a roller coaster ride all the way up until the finish. The president announced Amy Coney Barrett as his pick for the Supreme Court on Saturday. And the first debate of the election season is going to be tomorrow night. Tomorrow during our show, I'm going to be sharing with you guys some things that you might want to take a look at if you're watching the debate or if you're reading about the debate in the news the next day. So that's what's going on in the election. If you ever have questions about the American election, please ask. I am interested in politics and governance. I know a little bit about this stuff, and I'm more than happy to share with you. That's the election report. Let's learn some English. How do you start a conversation with someone in your language? Is there a phrase that you say? Is there an expression that you use? Or do you just walk up to someone and say, I want to talk? That would not work in the United States. People would run from you. As many of you know, in the United States, a lot of times native speakers will come up to you and they will say, how are you? And the confusing part for many students is native speakers don't really want you to answer that question. When a native speaker says, how are you? Here we go. Sophia says, hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Qué tal, amiga? Yeah, I know that one. I live close to Mexico, so I know hola, ¿qué tal? In the United States, very often people will say to you, how are you? And the thing you should not do is say, oh, I gotta tell you, I am not good. This morning I woke up and I had no coffee, so I was sleepy the whole day. And when I tried to drive to work, my car didn't start, so I had to call a mechanic. The mechanic came out and he fixed my car, and I tried to drive to work again, but I was late. So I stopped for lunch and I got a taco, but the taco spilled all over my shirt. That would be a bad day. But when a native speaker says, how are you? That's not the answer they want. They don't want the truth. When a native speaker says, how are you? They're not asking about your condition. What they're saying is, would you like to have a conversation with me? That's it. This is an opener. This set phrase is an opener for starting a conversation with someone. And we have quite a few of these set phrases, and many of them are just different ways of asking how someone is doing. Let's take a look at some of these set phrases, these common expressions used to ask how someone is. And of course, we talked about how are you? That's a very common one. But we can also say, how's it going? How's it going? Very often, we'll use the short form, the contraction of that. How is becomes how's. How's it going? Is a way that we can ask how someone is, but really what we're saying is, would you like to have a conversation? How you doing? How ya doing? Notice this pronunciation. We're not saying you, we're saying ya. This is a very informal term. We're not saying doing, ing. We're dropping that G sound, doing. How ya doing? It's the same as how are you doing, but less formal, more colloquial, and a way of saying, I want to have a conversation with you. How are things? How are things? Inquiring about someone's life. This is a way that we can tell someone, hey, I want to have a conversation with you. How are things? Tell me about your life. How's life? That's another way. If you are walking down the street, you see an old friend and you want to have a conversation with them, you walk up to them and you look them in the eye, you give them a big smile and you say, how's life? Maybe they'll tell you how their life is, but really what you're saying is, let's talk. Let's have a conversation. How have you been? How have you been is another phrase that we use for the same purpose. I want to have a conversation with you, so please tell me, how have you been? I've been doing well. How about you? How have you been? How's your family? This is a good one because now we're not talking about ourselves. We're not even talking about the person we're talking to. We're asking about their family, something that they love. Ask people about something that they love, and they will want to have a conversation with you, which is why we have this phrase. How's your family? Is a way of telling someone, I want to have a conversation with you. What's up? What's up? You know that commercial? This is a strange and wacky way of saying, what's up? What's up? Notice the apostrophe S on what's. What is up becomes what's up. And it's a question, what's happening? What's going on? What's new in your life? But we don't really want someone to tell us everything new in their lives. Really what we're saying is, I'm interested in you. Let's have a conversation. In English, we have lots of ways of telling people we want to have a conversation with them. Mostly because there's lots of people we want to have conversations with. What's up? What's new? That's another phrase that we can use. Another set phrase for inquiring about someone's well-being, but really, what are we saying? I want to have a conversation with you. Yeah, these are different phrases that we can use to open a conversation. They sound like we're asking about someone's condition or health or well-being, and in a way we are. But the purpose, the real purpose of these set phrases, how are you? How's it going? How you doing? How are things? How's life? How have you been? How's your family? What's up? And what's new? These are all ways of telling someone, hey, I would like to have a conversation with you. All right, good. Good, you say. But you ask a very good question as well, I am sure. Chris, if someone says these things to me, if someone says, hey, how you doing? What's up? How's life? What should I say back? Here's the good news, my friends. There are also set phrases that we use to respond to these questions. And just like the question, how are you, doesn't really want a full answer, these responses aren't giving full answers. These are responses that basically say, yes, I would also like to have a conversation with you. Let's take a look at some of these responses to the question, how are you? Here's the easiest one. I'm fine, thanks. How about you? I'm fine. Don't go into detail. I'm fine is perfectly fine. I'm fine, thanks. Telling them thank you for being concerned about your life. How about you? How are you? How is your life? How is your family? What's up with you? This is a way of opening the conversation. Yeah. How are you? Pretty good. Pretty good. Basic goodness. I'm okay. I'm good. Pretty good is a great response to this. Not bad. Not bad and pretty good are very similar. They mean that things are going pretty normal in your life. No big highs, no big lows, just kind of normal. Pretty good, not bad. But if someone says, how are you? Maybe you should respond, great! I'm great! I'm fantastic, I'm wonderful. Yeah. If you are not, just, if you're way up here, you're great. That's a good response to the question. Che Long. Hello, Che. Good to see you today. Batter. Good to see you. How's life? How are things? Today we're learning set phrases for starting conversations. Phrases that you can use like how's life? How's things? What's up? What's new? If you see someone and you want to start a conversation with them, these are phrases that you can say. And if someone wants to start a conversation with you, you'll hear them say these phrases. But what can you say back? If someone says, how are things? You can say, great. Things are great. I'm fantastic. I'm wonderful. This is a great one. Couldn't be better. How are you? Someone might ask. I couldn't be better, thank you. How are you? Couldn't be better means you're as good as you can be. You're at the very top. Things can't go any higher. Couldn't be better. Can't complain. How are you? Oh, I can't complain. It means I have no complaints. There's nothing that is bad in my life. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. But it's the response. What these phrases mean, I would like to have a conversation with you. How have you been? How are you? Oh, same as always. Same as always is a phrase that we can use when someone asks us how we are. It's a good response. Nemo! Oh, Nemo, how are you? Watch. He's got right there. Right there. See that? Nemo, how are you? Today we are learning set phrases for greeting people and responding to greetings. Something that you might say if someone says, how are you? I'm fine. I couldn't be better. I'm at the top. I couldn't be better. Can't complain. I can't complain. I have nothing bad to say. Same as always. How have you been? Chris, how have you been? Oh, same as always. Everything's normal. Everything's regular. Everything is as it always is. Same as always. Could be better. Chris, how are you? Oh, I could be better. It means, yeah, things aren't necessarily bad, but things can improve. But please remember the important thing for all of these phrases, for the phrases for greeting and for these responses. We're not really asking the question, how are you? We're not really saying, oh, I'm good or I'm bad. These set phrases are ways that we start a conversation. When I say, how are you? I'm saying, I would like to have a conversation with you. And when you say, I'm doing great, thank you, you're saying, yes, let's have a conversation. Set phrases are important because there are lots of ways to greet people, but these are the ways that we do it in English. These are the ways that native speakers expect greetings and responses to happen. So that's it. Set phrases for today. Today we did set phrases for greetings. Tomorrow we're going to take a look at more set phrases in English. If you want, at least. I want to. Our word of the day today, remember our word of the day today is presumptuous. Presumptuous, being too familiar with someone you don't know. We also talked about happy Yom Kipur to everyone. We talked about a flaneur, a person who likes to travel through a city by walking so that they can experience it. All right. I guess that's our show. We're going to be back tomorrow. Tomorrow we've got the debates, the presidential debates. We're going to be talking a lot about that. We're going to have more set phrases. We're going to have another word of the day. Oh my goodness, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Until then, please remember my name is Chris, and I love you all.